Hey everyone, Retire on Dividends here, back to make another update video to comparing TSLY and Crash and if owning both is worth it or not. So before we get into it, obviously for those of you not familiar, YieldMax ETFs offer covered call ETFs. They offer one for TSLY, which is obviously available. I don't think we need to go through that. And then they offer short options income ETFs. Crash was the first one to come out, which is a short Tesla option income strategy. Now they have 4 in total. They also have fiat dips and YQQQ. And so, Crash, fiat, and dips, they have both sides. Obviously, they have the regular income fund. But YQQQ is different because they don't really have, a normal QQQ options income strategy that's not short. So, but anyway, obviously, if you invest in Crash or if you invest in any of these short funds, typically, I guess you'd be kind of bearish on the underlying. Otherwise, in my opinion, I just don't really understand if it's worth it or not. So far, I'm not seeing that it is, but I'll show you some numbers and we'll take a look. So I have this spreadsheet that I kind of show you, the whole, what each fund does. They both have a synthetic position. The TSLY synthetic position is a buy, call, sell, put. That's a bullish play. The Crash synthetic position is a buy, put, sell, call. That's a bearish play. And then on a weekly basis, they have different strategies. TSLY, as we know, they sell calls, and then Crash would sell puts. And then Crash also has a long call, within the holdings. And that's all, you can go into the holdings and dive into that. And I do have that on this tab. But again, I go into that in several other videos. Today's video is about tracking how it's been doing. So let me zoom out a little bit and let's get to it. So I started doing this tracker when Crash launched on May 2nd. And, I've done updates ever since, but I'll go to where I left off on the last update, which was on August 12th. So if we start there, I highlighted some of the big change days in Tesla. So right off the bat on August 13th, Tesla, if you look in column D, jumped up 5.24%. You know what? Let me zoom in. Probably easier to understand if I zoom in. So right here, Tesla jumped up 5.24% in one day. All right. So TSLY, kind of mimics the movement of Tesla. Obviously it's capped because they sell covered calls. So they were able to capture 4.23% of that. All right. So that's nothing new. That's typical. But if we look at Crash on that same day, Crash is short Tesla. So Crash decided, all right, it's going to go down 3.56%. So if you own just Crash on that day, obviously you're kind of like, ugh, that sucks. If you own just TSLY, you're doing well. But if you own both equally, you are up 0.67%, okay? So again, the strategies, a lot of people are trying to do a strategy owning both of these positions, seeing if it would work out. And, on days like that, it's okay, right? Because you're flat. The idea is you'll be capital flat. I believe that's the goal, why people would invest in these, to hopefully stay capital flat and then get paid a decent distribution. So like on the day of August 13th, it's okay, right? Because overall the change between the two funds is positive 0.67%. And immediately the day after, Tesla goes down 3.10%. So the good news is TSLY only went down 1.77%. So it didn't capture all of the downside. And since Tesla went down, Crash should go up. Crash actually went up 2.61%. It didn't go up the full 3.10, which Tesla went down, but it still went up 2.61%. So overall, that was a good day. It actually, if you own both funds equally, you would have made 0.84%. So 2 in a row, 2 really good days. But then we get to August 15th, Tesla decided, you know what, I'm going to jump up 6.34%. So as you know, on big days like that, you know, sometimes TSLY, their covered calls aren't really that far out of the money. So TSLY only captured half of that. They captured 3.16%. So that's not going to be good, because you know what's going to happen is crash is going to go down a decent amount that day. And it went down 5.4% if you look in column J. So obviously on that day, you know, those 2 days prior where we made what, 1.4%, what at 1.5%, they lost all of that and more. They lost 2.24%, because when Tesla has these big jumps up or down, you know, either fund will be capped, and that's when you would get hurt. All right, so let's move on. Those were 3 days in a row of big movements. We can ignore the 0.92 change. So let's go to August 17th. Actually, you know what? Let's look at the small changes. Let's just see what happens on a day like that. So on August 16th, Tesla went up 0.92%. TSLY, again, at that point, it was already capped. So it only captured 0.07%. I mean, that's embarrassing. Crash, what did it do? It went down 1.38%. What a shitty day that was. Like a small little day of a gain of 0.92%. And if you owned both funds, you'd be down 1.3%. I mean, what a shitty day. I'm glad I actually looked at that. You know, just so you know, guys, I didn't review this in advance. This is all formulated. So I'm just reviewing this together with you guys to get, you know, my live reaction of what the hell happened. So let's look at August 17th. Another, you know, I highlighted it. Obviously, it's a big day because Tesla went up 3.05%. That's a big jump. All right, so TSLY probably had a new week, new covered calls. So they were able to capture 2.62% of that. They may be capped at that point as well, looking at the jump. All right, so if Tesla went up, Crash is going to go down, unfortunately. Crash only went down 1.6%. So that's not bad. Decent day overall. Tesla, if you own them equally, you would be up 1.03%. Okay, so that's not terrible. All right, let's continue. Probably a weekend right there, and then let's look at another small day, a small down day. So on August 20th, Tesla went down 0.73%. TSLY went down less, okay, 0.5%, and Crash only went up. What the hell? It only went up 0.07%. So yeah, these small movement days are bad. It seems it went down. You'd be down small, but still you should be up that day. You'd be down 0.43%. Okay, let's go to the 3 days in a row of craziness. Okay, so August 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Let's cover them all together. Ready? So Tesla went down 5.65%, and then it went up 4.59%, and then it went down 3.23%. This looks to be all within the same week. So just looking at the two, Tesla and TSLY, the first day, okay, TSLY only went down 4.72. Okay, that's good. But then TSLY went up 3.62%, didn't capture all the upside, captured some of it. And then the next day, it didn't capture all the downside, so that's good. Little wishy-washy, but let's see what Crash did. Let's zoom out a little so we can get all on the same page. Crash, on that same day, Crash, okay, on August 22nd, Crash went up 4.12%, when Tesla went down 5.65%. So TSLY went down more than Crash went up. So obviously you'd be down that day 0.59%. So that sucks. All right, how about the next day? All right, TSLY went up 3.62 and Crash only went down 2.73. So that's a win. You'd be up 0.89%. And then lastly, August 24th, Tesla went down 3.23%. And TSLY only went down 2%, and Crash captured 2.14%. Kind of limited. Again, when Tesla goes down, Crash should go up. Not the full amount, but a decent amount. It only went up 2.14%, but at least, it went up enough to exceed the TSLY downfall. So you would have been up 0.14%. Again, the way I'm kind of covering this is I'm assuming all things equal, right? You own a similar amount of TSLY to what you own in Crush. So it's like 50-50. All right, so those 3 days, it was okay, kind of worked out. And then we get to the end of the month, the end of August. We might as well cover the 4 days. Let's go right down the line. August 27th, Tesla went down 0.88%. TSLY went down 1.6%. Unfortunately, Crash only went up 1.57%, but either way, that's not a bad day. That's 0.03% decline. August 28th, Tesla went down 1.65%. Unfortunately, TSLY went down the same amount. Crash did not capture an upside, even half. They didn't even capture half of that, so we lost that day. You're down 0.92%. So, you would hope that you would capture a decent amount there. Again, when Tesla goes down, Crash should go up, but obviously both funds get capped, and you don't know when. It depends on the situation. But obviously that day it did not work out. August 29th, Tesla barely moved. It went up 0.26%. TSLY actually beat Tesla, right? TSLY beat Tesla. It went up 0.45%. Good job. And then Crash, nothing. No change. We'll take it. So that's a win, 0.45% win. And then on August 30th, I believe that was Friday, actually, this past Friday, Tesla went up 3.8%. That's a big jump, big day. TSLY captured 2.84% of that, and Crash only went down 0.96%. So that's a good day if you own both. Again, if you own just TSLY, you'd be up 2.84%. If you own both, you'd be up 1.89%. So that's, not terrible. But, it's, again, I don't know, man. I don't see a benefit to owning these funds overall. And a lot of people do, and they want to, but you'd have to be bullish and bearish on TSLY, I would think. I know Tesla moves up and down all around, but you get capped so quickly and it kind of screws things up. Now I do track, I have the total return tab here. By the way, just so you know, to avoid confusion, the tracker, the TSLY, I have the column here, TSLY plus Crush percentage. It tracks the daily changes between the two, adding them together, and then the ITD change, which is different than what we're comparing on the total return. But this just shows, how you'd be, on the daily changes from inception. Now, total return, it's just very simple math here. If you look in row 3, this is the launch price, right? So TSLY was at 1580 when Crash launched. Crash launched at 2009. Today, which is August 30th, well, today's not August 30th, but that was the last market close day. TSLY is now at 1374, obviously down from the 1580. Crash is down massively. It's at 1550 already. So obviously Crash kind of launched at a bad time. Tesla decided to go up. So, is there ever a good time for these short funds? Maybe, maybe not, right? But to me, if you're going to invest in these short funds, it should be probably short term. You got to get in and out, or at least have a small allocation as compared to what you have in the bullish position. All right. So if you look at capital appreciation, there is none. TSLY, you'd be down 206 per share. Crash, you'd be down 459 per share. So pretty shitty right there. If you look at dividends or distributions, TSLY, you would have received 331 so far. Again, this is from Crash launch date. And then Crash, you've received 262. So total return, if you add capital plus distribution, you'd get $1.25 positive if you're a TSLY holder. So that's not bad. However, if you're a Crash holder, you'd be down overall 1.98. Total return percentage, TSLY, you'd be up 7.9% from inception of Crash. and then crash, you'd be down 9.83%. So I don't know. Again, it's all about when it launches, and clearly crash did not launch at the right time. But I have to say, and I'm just negative. I'm not a big fan of these funds at all. It's hard to be, unless you're completely bearish on TSLY, then that's fine. Or if you just think the Tesla stock in general is just not going to move. But that's not the case. Tesla moves drastically up and down, and you can get capped on the upside. You can get capped on the downside either way. So owning these individually or together, in my opinion, is not a good idea, because you'll get capped either direction. That's just my opinion, guys. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. Again, I'm just here. I just want to show you how these funds have been reacting on up and down days overall for Tesla, just to show you, again, the movements, because people may be curious how they react. Of course, it matters of the holdings of that, for that day, right? If they sold a call, if they sold a put, where they're at, are they capped, what situation they're at. But I track TSLY daily, obviously, but not crash. Crash is a little more of a complex fund. It is something that's currently not really offered out in the market today, all these short funds. So that's something, you could play them right, I'm sure. But again, in my opinion, these funds, these short funds, you probably have to be pretty active to make money on them. But if you're betting that the overall market is going to go down, like if you're going to short the QQQ, I mean, good luck with that. There may be a time where you think it's at a high, it's going to dip, but I get in, get out. But, again, I'm not a trader. I'm not a day trader. Sometimes I like to swing trade, but I never try to time the market. So maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But again, I just wanted to cover how these funds are working, the short funds. I'm not sure if you guys want me to look at all of the other short funds, if it's even worth it, or if, looking at just these two can give you an idea of how they could play out. Or if we can just look at the YQQQ and just see what that's doing in general and see if it's, But again, my opinion on the shorts, it's just not, I'm not a fan. But again, doesn't mean I won't cover it. Of course, I'll cover how these react to, the changes in Tesla price. So let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think owning both TSLY and Crash is a good idea? And if you do own both, how has it been working out for you? Let me know in the comments down below, because again, I could be completely wrong. People could be doing well on different strategies. Again, I'm just assuming like owning equally of both. So if you own like a 75% TSLY ratio and a 25% Crash ratio, maybe that's working out better for you. Who knows? Let me know. If you enjoyed this video, obviously, if you don't mind, hit the like button. And again, periodically, I'll do an update to this video. If you guys still care, just let me know in the comments and I will keep up with it. If there's any other short funds you want me to look at, let me know, and we will go from there. Again, it's not going to be monthly, maybe every other month. I don't know. We'll talk about it. But anyway, let me go. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Later.